It's really a beautiful setting here this morning when we look out at the lake and see how nice it is. And it's totally changed from the way it was in June 1972 when we had the devastating Rapid City flood and so many people were killed. One of the effects of the flood was the pastors of the different churches coming together and developing what was called Church Disaster Response. And we sought to meet the needs of the victims of the flood over the next 24 to 36 months. It was about 6 months after the flood that Bishop Dimmerling, who was the Catholic bishop at the time, said to me, "How are things going?" And I said, "Well, these are some of the difficulties we run into." And he said, "Well, then we should begin looking at how we can respond to some of those difficulties and emergencies that came up. The single parents, the widows and widowers who are by themselves, so the end-of-life issues." And so he said, "I'd like you to form Catholic Social Services." In the June of 1973, Catholic Social Services came into being, and I was its first director. No matter who you are, no matter what your belief or non-belief might be, no matter what your race might be, and no matter what any differences might be, we are here to offer you the help that we can, if we can. And that's the beauty of the ministry.
Jenny and I had 2 biological children, and then we were struggling with infertility for a period of time, and we started to explore the idea of adoption, and we chose Catholic Social Services as our adoption agency.
We found out that we were pregnant, and so we were on hold with pursuing the adoption process, and we had a baby girl. She ended up having a genetic disorder called trisomy 18, and so she lived 5 months. After she died, we still knew that we wanted to grow our family, and we felt like God was still calling us to this. And so it was shortly after we went in and talked to the adoption specialists at Catholic Social Services to continue kind of where we left off. He loves to climb on things. He has just a contagious laugh. He is a rambunctious, adventurous little boy. We actually got to be there at the birth of Blaze with the birth mother. We got to go to doctor appointments with her. She kept us very involved. Just a different experience, but both uniquely beautiful in themselves.
I think the most rewarding part of being a parent is you wake up and the chaos starts for the day. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I came from an abusive relationship, one after another it seems. And coming from that and having people tell me that I am worth it and that I am worth a risk and a chance and I can do these things is really, really important because I didn't have that. This program saw something in me that I believed was there but had been beaten down so far. I lost touch with it. And it's coming back now, and I'm getting back to my old self. And I can see that in my kids. I see that in my son. I see that in my daughter. I see the type of person I am capable of being. And the UP program just gave me the stepping stones to get there.
Our staff at Catholic Social Services is committed to providing services to the most vulnerable populations in Western South Dakota. Often counseling can be expensive and inaccessible due to geography. At CSS, we provide telehealth options for those located in rural areas and for those that are primarily under or non-insured. Your support ensures that CSS can provide qualified, licensed counselors in a safe environment.
For over a decade, Lakota Circles of Hope curriculum has taught Lakota values and traditions to foster a positive Lakota identity and enhance all students' understanding and appreciation for Lakota culture. Lakota Circles of Hope has a rejuvenating air placed under her curriculum wings. Working with our Lakota Coalition in a partnership with the State of South Dakota's Department of Education, Lakota Circles of Hope has incorporated current South Dakota Department of Education standards as well as the Oshete Shakoween educational standards. Soon, Lakota Circles of Hope will be available to be taught in all educational districts, native and non-native, across the state of South Dakota.
I like the Circle of Hope, and I like making friends. We're learning not to do bad stuff, stay in the good side, not the bad side. To be safe, to not do drugs, do not do the stuff that you're supposed to not do.
Since 1972, Catholic Social Services in the Diocese of Rapid City has been empowering people in need. When you support CSS, you strengthen services that contribute to improved well-being and quality of life, and provide aid to the vulnerable with assistance that focuses on empowerment, dignity, and compassion. By giving strength to the vulnerable in our midst, CSS is able to lovingly serve and provide hope to those with the greatest need in our communities. The work of CSS is an important expression of our Catholic faith, and I encourage your generous support.